need me to go? Which way you need me, sister? No, not yet.
She just went by. You know that, right? Oh, okay.
Oh, come on now.
Seniors and graduates of high school, and now we soon begin new lives. And I know that we are all thankful for those who have helped us along the way. But remember, when trials and temptations press down on you, take courage. God knows the limits of your ability to stand up under life's pressures. And when you are fainting and ready to fail, He'll give you what is lacking and make you prevail. So graduates, don't lose sight of what you are all trying to achieve. I wish you graduate success in all future endeavors. Congratulations to you all who strive to make it, because I know you are all the future citizens of America. Thank you.
What is that? Look at these two things here on the corner.
A member of the United Senior Choir. He is active in the following civic and fraternal organizations: Lily Works Lodge, number 10, Free and Accepted Masons, life member of the Mega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, the Mega Psi Phi Fraternity Social Action Committee, which North and South Carolina, Charleston County Community Pride Board Incorporated, former coordinator of Charleston County Adult Housing Program, and former adult education coordinator for School District Number 20. In 1970 and 1971, Representative Freeland was recognized by his fraternity as Omega Man of the Year, the most dedicated brother in Omega respectively. Politically, in 1983, Representative Freeland was appointed by former Governor Richard Raleigh to serve on the South Carolina State Agency of Vocational Rehabilitation Board. On November 3rd, 1992, he was elected to serve in the South Carolina House of Representatives, District 111, Charleston, South Carolina. On November 8th, 1994, Representative Freeland was re-elected to serve in the same capacity. In 1996, Representative Freeland was again re-elected to a third term. In 1998 and 2000, he was re-elected to serve a fourth and fifth term respectively. He is the second vice chairman of the Medical, Military, and Municipal Affairs Committee, chairman of Subcommittee Number 4, Military and Public Affairs, treasurer of Interstate Cooperation Committee, and former vice chairman of Charleston County House Delegation. Representative Freeland served 2 years in the United States Army. He is married to the former Miss Felicia Scott of Charleston, South Carolina, and they have one son, Devonta Floyd Freeland. Now I present to you our distinguished speaker, Representative Floyd Freeland.
To the superintendents, Board of Trustees, County and District, Mr. Tolley, parents, this graduating class, and special thanks to Ms. Tammy Foster, Ms. Lily Smith, and the members of this committee for making it possible for me to be the speaker for this occasion. Having retired from Burke in 1989 and being invited back to give the commencement address is just like having icing on a piece of cake. So at this time, I'm not going to bore you with a long speech because I know some of you want to get out here and shoot some hoops or go back and listen to Snoopy Doggy Dog. But again, I want to thank you very much, everybody, for inviting me here to share this special time with you. During my time in the South Carolina House of Representatives, I found the most rewarding thing about serving as a legislator is having the opportunity to talk to so many people in my district and across this state and nation who are doing so much to brighten the future of our communities. The folks gathered here for this commencement ceremony certainly fall into the category of dedicated citizens. In fact, you are interested in the most important investment we can make in South Carolina's future, the investment in the hearts and minds of our young people. I salute all of our dedicated educators, teachers, these caring parents, and most importantly, this wonderful graduating class. I have to say I believe you'll be hard-pressed to find a higher concentration of pride and potential than what we have assembled right here today in the graduation class of Burke High School, class of 2003. 53 years ago, I was in the same situation you find yourselves in today. I charted my course prior to my graduation. I said years prior to my graduation that I wanted to be a school teacher. I became a school teacher. And as James Brown would say, I feel good. Because of my decision to become a teacher, it brought me, like Reverend Jesse Jackson would say, from the outhouse in St. George to the State House in Columbia. I wasn't the only one in my graduation class to chart their course prior to graduation. One of my best friends, by the name of Joe Jones, He said he wanted to be a lawyer. He became a successful lawyer after handling one case. His first case was against the federal government. Everyone said you can't beat the federal government. After 13 years, the government was found liable. The government paid my cotton picking buddy $717.5 million. Now, I'm telling you this because at this point in your life, you should have an idea of what you want to be in life and how to build bridges to the future for those who are following. To this graduating class, the words of your alma mater begins with, "Hail, dear old Burke School, we bow to honor thee." Those words tell me that you accepted the challenge when you selected your theme, building bridges to the future. Burke High School has an image that you must uphold. Burke High School students have built bridges from the East Coast to the West Coast, and from the South to the North, and especially here in Charleston. I challenge you to uphold the tradition of Burke High School. This is a very exciting time in the lives of all the young people here today. So much is open before you. The first leg in the journey of your lives is extremely important. It is here at the outset you will most likely acquire the attitudes that will shape your careers and lives. I hope the experiences you've shared at Burke High School, with their challenges and with their fellowship, have helped you to find those all-important traits, confidence, and a fundamental belief in yourself. Henry Ford, a man who knew a thing or two about going places, has some wise words on the subject. He once observed, and I quote, "Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right," unquote. Everything depends upon the answer a young person selects when confronted with the question, can you do it? Every correct answer that a student supplies on every test during every year of schooling depends upon answering that first question, the fundamental question, and answering it correctly. Every question in your life depends on the first crucial answer. The importance of a rite of passage, like high school graduation, simply cannot be overestimated because it allows young people to begin their careers with the resounding answer, "I can." This proud day should fortify all your graduates and help you face any obstacle that awaits you. Having confidence and believing in ourselves never requires us to turn a blind eye on failure. We are going to have setbacks in life. The important thing is how we confront them. I have heard a story of a little boy who's just beginning to learn how to play baseball. Like countless other children who have learned the sport over the years, he was out by himself in a field practicing his hitting and tossing the ball up into the air and swinging at it with his bat. He began his practice by saying, "I'm going to be the best hitter in the world." Then he tossed the ball up in the air. He swung and missed. The ball fell to the ground with a thud. The little boy lifted the ball from the dirt and said, "I'm going to be the best hitter in the world." He threw the ball up. He swung and missed again. The boy repeated all of this many times. Then he picked up yet another missed ball, and he said, "I'm going to be the best hitter in the world because I am already one heck of a pitcher." Believing in oneself means everything. It is what allows us to fight through all the frustration of learning and attain the goal of wisdom. We face many obstacles and encounter numerous setbacks as we learn. Nevertheless, each and every one of us can triumph. It's a lot more fun to learn from success, but sometimes we have to learn from failure too. It's a whole lot better to be willing to learn from mistakes than to curl up into a ball and hope never to make any wrong moves. In order to be brave enough to take those risks, we have to respect ourselves. We have to realize that our lives and our communities are sound investments, well worth the risk. There's a very instructive story about a man who was wandering around a circus while a tent was being prepared for the show. This man was watching a troop of elephants, and he noticed how each elephant was tied to a stake in the ground. The man went up to the animal trainer and asked, "How long must these stakes be, and how deep must they be planted in the ground to hold those powerful elephants in place?" In response, the animal trainer leaned over and pulled the stake up out of the ground, revealing it to be no longer than most any stake you would find securing a tent, no more than 15 inches or so. It was the image of the stake, the idea of the stake that held those mighty elephants in place. If you are not careful, our minds can come to resemble those of the elephants. The imagination and potential of our youth is vast and powerful. But just like the elephants, it can be restrained by no more than misconceptions. Too often, we expect failure. We see failure as the reasonable outcome. So failure we obtain. Our education is what can liberate us. Our learning destroys the ignorance that crowds in us. In our schooling, we acquire skills that reassure us that the world around us is indeed a manageable place. These are the experiences that flow up all the stakes that threaten to hold us back. It is our education that allows us to see that our impediments are not as vast and powerful as we had assumed. We see that we can move forward as soon as we refuse to take account of the things we fear that will keep us rooted in one spot. I hope that everyone here will continue to use education to pull up the stakes that threaten to tie us down. And what's more, I hope you'll use your learning to throw off the impediments that may be hindering our neighbors. Everyone here knows the value of education. You wouldn't be here today if you didn't. You folks are the ones who can demonstrate the positive, liberating power that education can have in a free society. I know you can do it because you already have begun. But as you think about bridges to the future, I want you to think in terms of dreams. Because the Bible says without dreams or visions, the people will perish. But the big question is, where are our dreams today? If you would look at some of our young people, you would have to ask, where are their dreams today? Because so many of their dreams are simply tied up exclusively into being athletes. They want to be the Steve McNair. That's why their dreams are being shot. They want to be the Barry Sanders. That's why their dreams have been injured. They want to be the Cincinnati Bengals. That's why their dreams are in last place. They want to be the Michael Jordans. That's why their dreams have been retired. They want to be the Shaquille O'Neal. That's why their dreams have been stuffed. They want to be the Mike Tyson. That's why their dreams are in prison. They want to be the Riddick Bowe. That's why their dreams have been knocked out. But not just athletes. They also want to be entertainers. They want to be like Tony Braxton and breathe again when their dreams have not even gotten light. They want to be like MC Hammer, the Rustler. That's why their dreams are dying every day. They want to be like Janet Jackson and believe they can change the world to a rhythm nation, but it should be a holy nation. Their dreams are like Franks and Slam, that the boys be boys, and they should be moving from boys to men. Their dreams are like crisscross, thinking that everything is all right, when it is not all right. But somebody has to tell our young people that they don't have to be naughty by nature, they can be holy by nature. Somebody needs to tell our young people that they don't have to be crisscrossed and crossed up, they can be somebody in life. Somebody needs to tell our young people that parents are born to hide your butts and not to show your butts. Somebody needs to tell our young people that if they can know all the rap songs, they can also know all the English language. They can